Bang.
Ah.
Yeah, let's go. Listen, welcome to the VGBees interview. This is a brand new show. We actually just started this up on the VGBees podcast feed, focusing on conversations in and around the games industry and beyond. We are very beyond today. I'm your host, John Warren. You can support VGBees by going to VGBees.com/join. Join the hive. Your support means we can do more shows like this. And my guest today is a VGBees favorite. We've watched one of his reviews every single week. Whoa. Popular man. There you go. We watched one of his reviews every single week on Wake Up Honey. It's Tuesday over on twitch.tv/VGBees. We chatted with him around this time last year. He is the creator and host of the YouTube channel Joe is Hungry. Joe, I'm very happy to have you back on the show. How are you?
That's good to be here. Having a good day today. In the middle of doing a video. Been a lot going on.
That's amazing. I think in kind of coordinating this, I'll just start with this. You seem very busy. Can I ask about your kind of weekly kind of what is your Sunday to Monday really? I mean, Sunday to Saturday really look like?
It's covered up with videos and cutting the grass and doing whatever else because I got a garden going on. I like to get out a couple videos a week, and those chew at least 2 solid days. So I like to get 2 a week. I've been doing that lately, so I spend a lot of time on that. But then I'm not making a video or something. I kind of get bored because I don't play games. One of my wife's in there playing first-person shooters, and I can hear her cursing at people.
What does she play? I'm so curious because you mentioned
Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, 7 Days to Die.
Wow.
Okay. Oh yeah, lots. It might be another one, but it's 7 Days to Die is a big one. And Left 4 Dead, I think she plays that at 8 o'clock in the morning with a group of people. I have to make sure she's up every day. She plays it 7 days a week.
That's awesome.
She's just like gone into this crazy gaming. Yeah. But it is what it is.
What is your relationship? Because I mean, I think a lot of communities in gaming do pay attention to you for various reasons. Like, what do you attribute that to? Because this is a common theme, I feel like.
I'm not really sure. I mean, I know there's a lot of gaming in Discord, and I have a Discord with like 4,400 people in there, and usually it's like a ghost town. Nobody's really saying anything, and I'll go in there like every other week, and I'll go in and like just go in voice chat for 3 hours and just sit. Whoever talks, whoever shows up, and sometimes 8 people show up and nobody will talk, and I'm like, okay, bye, But I'm not really sure. I think the biggest element of that is the Twitch, because Twitch is a gaming platform, and Twitch streamers essentially have promoted my channel and made it as big as it is. A case in point, a Will Neff or Moist Critical. He's got a Twitch stream. He's got like 6 million followers on Twitch. And then he puts these VODs out on YouTube, and they're like, they go crazy, and he does like 1 or 2 a day, and so they're massive. He has like 14 million subscribers on YouTube. He's huge. So I think it was born from there. He did it, and then there was like a whole tier of people who kind of copied doing the same thing, doing reaction videos on Twitch, and it just snowballed from there.
Yeah.
But so I think that's mostly where it comes from, is Twitch. Discord, maybe not so much. I don't know. I get a lot of people want to maybe play games in Discord, and I'm like, I just don't feel like it,
Do you get any sense from your wife who plays a lot of games? Like, do you all ever talk about, hey, why does your community kind of resonate with gamers. I don't know why. I really don't know why that is too. But it's like I've seen it with our community, which is very video game centric, and I see it with I see it with other groups too.
I think she probably sees it close the way I do. That it has been the bulk of the people who have done reaction videos and stuff like that are all rooted in Twitch. All of them that I can know of. We got Joe Bartolozzi, he's huge. Right. Emaru, she's massive. Right. If you know who Emaru is. She's
of course
sweetest person I ever talked to. There's VGBees, he's done that. Soda Poppin'. I just go on and on and on down. Listen, there's a bunch of them that I don't even know about.
Were you plugged into any of these communities before you had the channel, or no?
No, I didn't know who they were. I had no idea.
Okay.
No idea. I didn't know who Moist Critical was.
No, I mean, it's kind of what I figured, but it's just like, it's just really interesting that, obviously our very small corner is kind of latched on, but it's a lot of small communities and large communities that have.
Yeah, I get them all the time.
It's really interesting.
Sometimes I'll get like microscopic Twitch streams that want me to come in there, stream and stuff like that, and it just depends on if I got time or not. I just know. I got a guy that does that's here in Cartersville that wants me to do an interview that has kind of like this, and
sure.
He wants me to do an IRL. I'm like, I'll drive down to Cartersville. I'll do that. But then it's okay. And then I get an email that wanted me to fill out this like 10-page questionnaire about what I'm going to talk about. I get about 2 pages in. I'm like, screw this. And that was the end of that.
It's like going to the doctor's office, having to fill out all that paperwork,
and it's like, no, I'm not doing this. But and then what's it going to do? It's not going to do anything. And you don't always think about it in terms of what it's going to do for the channel or anything like that, because I don't think it really makes any difference one way or the other. Other things that happen, there's other things that's going on, but like say the biggest shocker was Moist Critical redoing one of my videos, and I had no idea, and it was, I don't know why he did that. I don't really think he watches my channel, but really? I think he has like 4 or 5 employees that pre-screen and stuff, and I don't think he sits around and watches Joe's Hungry videos all night. I don't see how he has time, because
I don't know.
He runs a Twitch stream at night too, on top of making the videos. He plays games. I went and checked him out. When I go in and like say hey to Will, I go and look. And the weird part is, he's got like 6 million followers, but on the gaming thing, he has about active people watching his video about the same as Will Neff. I'm like, that's weird. Because y'all know each other. But anyway, I don't want to go off on a big tangent.
No.
But all of this thing with my channel getting promoted and all that is it's kind of interesting to me. I've thought about it an awful lot, and like, why does this happen? And I could go on and on and on. It.
Do you pay attention to other food reviewers online, or
no?
Do you just kind of do your none? You
no,
just don't.
I will not watch them. I know who they are. I used to watch them like years ago when I first started. But I watched. He's technically not a food reviewer. What I'm talking about, the Bra Man,
Review
Report
Bra.
of the Week, Review Bra, Report of the Week. Yeah. I watched Review Bra last week for the first time in probably 4 years. And because he was talking about how the quality of fast food in general has fell off a cliff about 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, and it's interesting because I agreed with him, and it is, and how they come out with all these stupid promotions, like the movie promotions, like really, like the Wendy's thing was nothing but a plastic cup. The food's no different, and people are like, oh, do this, do that. I'm not going to go out and devote 2 days to doing a review on a plastic cup or toys.
No, makes sense.
Just not doing it.
100%.
Because there's nothing, they might have put extra ketchup or something onto the burger. So, and he was making that point, and I listened to it, and I was almost going to mention it in the video, in the intro, but then my cat died, and I was feeling kind of bad, and then Charlie nuked the channel, and then as that kind of fell to the wayside, because I had a whole thing in my head what I was going to say. It was actually the mascot for the that I originally called the Fuzzy Cat Productions. Yeah, that was the cat. She didn't. We've had her inside for like 2 years now because she's just too sick to run around outside. She's just too old.
Yeah.
But so I didn't really. Not a huge pet person, but yeah, you get attached to little things after you've had them for a lifetime.
You're not a huge pet person. Every single one of your intros is one of your. Is it your sister's? Is it your sister?
Those lately. It's been my sister's cat. We had Priscilla when she was young. I had her in there, but she is just so. She is such a bad cat. She does not cooperate. You can literally, that cat gets brushed 3 times a day, every day.
Okay.
If you don't do it right, she's just trying to bite you. She just like, somebody did not train that cat. Well, anyway, so yeah, there was that. So talking about him, but I did that. And also the only other I didn't really have any communication with him. What's his name? Dame Drops. We've heard of Dame Drops.
Of course.
He's got
we watched him on the show, on one of our shows last week. Yeah.
1.7 million.
A lot of subs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I'm sitting here, I when I go into YouTube, I pretty much look at my analytics screen. I never look at the top thing up there. But in the top thing, it tells you who's recently subscribed to your channel. And guess who was at the top? Dame Drops. And I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I mean, like, why would, I don't know. I'm like, so he knows, so he's aware of me. I mean, actually my channel size, I'm probably up in the top 10 because, like the food review, like these generic food review channels, these real ones, there's not that many of them out there in that tier.
No,
they're mostly.
I mean, what kind of renewed attention and kind of spotlight? What does that kind of thing do to you personally? Are you someone that likes that, or do you kind of look at that and go, "Ooh, boy, I don't know what to do about that"?
The first time that Moist Critical blew up the channel, I was stunned. I was like, it was like a shot of heroin for a YouTuber. Literally, I was awake for a full 24 hours watching the counter go click, 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 click on the sub count. But this time it was like, huh? I'm like, again? I have mixed feelings about that. I mean, he was very complimentary. I probably gained right at this moment, probably since he did that, 40,000 subs. I'm up to around 250,000 subs right now.
Yeah, it's definitely gone up since.
But it's gonna taper off, and the views are gonna go back down because YouTube. If you all play on YouTube, I think across the board, everybody's views took a dive around the beginning of the year. I mean, I have looked at other food channels. I don't look at their views. I just looked at the view counts on all their things, and I'm like, wow, the views kind of suck. Mine kind of suck. I was doing like 15,000, 20,000 for a while, just normal, and then next thing you know, after the first of the year, I'm running like between 5,000 and 10,000 views, which is nothing.
When you see those fluctuations, what's your first instinct? Do you like to go kind of look at what do you Google what the algorithm is doing? What do you do about that?
I started I researched. I actually used ChatGPT to help me a little bit. The first thing I did is I would make out my description and my title, and then I would get a rough draft, because that's how I always did it. I rough drafted and then I did a final draft. I just plunked it to ChatGPT. Okay, make this the absolute best SEO you can and make me a tag list while you're at it. And spits it out after about 4 tries, because I'm not a fan of AI, but I do utilize it.
Me neither. So let's go there for a second.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on that.
No. I love it because I do think a lot of YouTubers, I do think a lot of online creators are using AI these days to try to.
You can tell from those horrible looking thumbnails that they have.
Thumbnails.
Or like totally facsimiles of themselves. I mean, I see that. I'm not watching the video just because it just gets me. I don't want to say any. I don't want to say any more because then if somebody that I know actually here that has a channel that does that,
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I unsubbed the channel because I couldn't stand to see it pop up. And I do use a little bit of that in my thumbnail. The only part that you see in my thumbnail that is generated is the little square text overlay with the title on the top. That's it. And then it takes me usually up to 15 tries to get it the way it look like it's not done by chat, because I don't know how to use Photoshop, so there you go. But the photos and all that, me holding up there, I took like a whole week and taught myself how to use still photography rather than just shoot videos, and tweaked my camera out so I can get some real nice high resolution pictures and where the focus goes. And then I got my little timer I bought years ago and never used. And so I like click, 5 seconds, and it gives me 4 shots. So I usually get about 150 shots and then pick up. But anyway, off on a tangent. Don't let me do that.
No,
but the AI, oh my God. And there's so much slop out there too.
It's terrible.
It's just staggering. So I don't know how that's affected things with the algorithm, whether it's positive or negative, or whether YouTube likes that or dislikes that. I don't know, but I don't like it. But like I say, when my numbers drop, I start looking for things, and I spend a lot of time researching that. I use chat to help me research that up to a certain point. Because it will lie to you. I mean, it took me like weeks to train it not to lie to me. I have this whole big giant configuration file of things it's not allowed to do or say. Don't fluff me. Don't tell me this. Don't do that. Don't lie. And it still will.
Oh, it's
just hard for it not to. It's programmed to lie to you.
It's the worst when you tell it something and you go, well, that's not correct. They go, you're so right. You're so right. That wasn't correct. It's like, okay, like, don't do that shit then. Like,
I like Grok because it cusses back at you. but Grok hadn't fixed their little overlay generator yet. It spits out JPEGs when you want a transparent background in JPEGs. The JPEG algorithm doesn't do that. It just and then so I've learned a lot over the last year about TikTok and YouTube, because TikTok, I make more revenue off of TikTok than I do YouTube by about eightfold.
Whoa, that is
once you figured out how to get TikTok to launch your video and get it viewed. Once you figure out what it's looking for, it's completely different. YouTube is title and thumbnail driven. Okay. So your thumbnail has got to be simple, to the point, and convey what your channel is about. Because if it doesn't, you'll do it. And then the title's the same way. It's got to be SEO, and it's got to be like a certain way.
Right.
TikTok is completely different.
Yeah. So go into that a little bit, because when I see your TikToks, yes, you are cutting just a small portion of your overall YouTube video. Like, what is it?
Well, actually, a whole third of it's gone.
Sure. Right. So what is it? What do you think it is looking for?
I have done so many experimental uploads where I was going for a while. I was uploading, deleting a single video 4 and 5 times, re-editing it, doing all sorts of crap to it. Whoa. It is the first 6 seconds of YouTube video which decides whether it's going to promote it or not. Now, it's other hurdles after that, but that's what you have to get first. Once it's over that hurdle, don't even mess with it anymore. There's nothing you can do to fix your video. And it wants to see human, person-to-person interaction. Mm-hmm. I've started in any other spot where I'm just clapping my hands. I'm a Burger King in Cartersville, Georgia. Yeah, that didn't work. Starting in the middle of so you notice in the TikTok videos, the last few starts right as I roll up to the window and the window comes open and I start talking to someone. Works every time. That's why you're seeing more face-to-face interaction through the drive-through. That's why, because of TikTok, because I don't want to edit the video twice. Because typically on YouTube, I would like fast forward through all that. Unless they said something interesting, I would just like, done, we're okay. Now we've got our burgers, let's do the Joes. So So that's why it's there, so I don't have to edit it twice. I don't think it adds that much to YouTube, which leads me on to something else having to do with voice critical, but I won't go there yet because that kind of upset me a little bit. You know, I didn't think I should be showing people's faces. You don't. Yeah, that's the only criticism he made in there. And then, of course, you know, you're going to get people in the comments are going to parrot that.
Sure.
But out of like over 2,000 comments I've got since his thing came in, I've had 3 people says, I agree with Charlie. You shouldn't do that. You should blur their faces. You should get their permission first. And because he said in the video that I did that he watched, that was the one where I had the cat thing in the front, you know, because I lost the cat. That it didn't look like they wanted to be filmed. Dude, you don't know, because I had the employees emailing me from there, thrilled that I was there and wish they could have been there to get in the video. You know, it's that to have somebody not want to be in my video is actually quite rare. I'm usually doing selfies with them afterwards. And like the Burger King that I slam all the time, the same Burger King. I was out there, I was autographing empty burger boxes. I'm like, so you don't know. And plus, and I don't put that content in there.
Sure.
That content's there was just started doing that because of TikTok, and I just don't want to edit the video twice. And I was thinking, well, gee, maybe I should just go ahead and do it standard for YouTube and put what difference does it make? It's not hurting my retention number. So why? Because 2 or 3 people didn't like everybody. And then I had some other people say, I don't agree with him. You should leave him there. I mean, if they don't want to be in it, and if they look weird or something like that, I have 2 cameras. I have one at a higher angle that will cut their head off. I mean, I don't even need to blur it. So it's not an issue. It's never has been. Yeah. But anyway, I went off on a tangent because that reminded me. Because I'm very sensitive to criticism, especially from someone like there. You know, it's like, because that bothered me for a little bit.
That's really interesting because
I don't exploit people.
No, and I mean, I think being on YouTube, being online, kind of opens you up to. Certainly, we get it. We get criticism all the time about things, and sometimes it resonates with me, and sometimes I can dismiss it really easily. Like, what's an example of criticism that's really easy for you to dismiss versus something that you deeply
pretty much all of it. I don't even care.
You dismiss. You just don't look at any of it. Like, maybe I should think about this.
Yeah, I thought about it, and I'm like,
sure.
Talk to my wife, talk to my sister, because she edits everything. She not an edit, but she proofs all my videos, and they're like, no, leave that in. That's no, he's not right. Yeah. No, I answer all my comments. I mean, when Voice Critical did it, it's like, oh crap, it's going to take me weeks to get caught up. But I even the trolls I take very seriously, because you get people to troll you, not as much as you'd think. And
I do feel like that has been less online for the most part, depending on who you are. But I
don't know. It's just like you need to quit having so many cuts. Your video sucks, and I'm like, can you be a little more specific? Not cuts, but cuts. What does that mean? You got to be specific. Is it my B-roll, or is it me talking to my cameras like that, or what? Yeah, I don't know. Tell me.
I will tell you this: your explanation about why you like to use multiple cameras and do cuts, honestly, really resonated with our community. Like, people said, dyslexia. No. I mean, no. People were like, we don't like those videos of a single cam doing multiple cuts because it feels unnatural. And your explanation for that was really. It made a lot of people go, oh my gosh, like that makes
straight cuts like that. Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense to make it multicam and a little more engaging.
Let me tell you something else I see on videos that are professionally done that it just irritates the snot out of me. Is cropping, crop out. When they're making a point, I'm like, quit it. But no, actually, I'm a little dyslexic, but usually, especially in the outro, when I go multiple cameras, from the time I sling that Coke can, that's contiguous, clear out to the end. And that'll take up to 7 or 8 tries. to get that where I don't stumble. Yeah, because I've written it all out and I read it. I run through it 3 or 4 times till I get it to memory. Some are easier than others. It's just it's like the McDonald's one on the chicken strips. I did the chicken strips a year ago, so it's essentially the same thing except it's crispier. So I'll say, well, this is the sauce. It had I already know what I'm gonna say. It's gonna go quick. I hope.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the day. If I've had my coffee, if it's later in the day, I do better. But if it's in the morning, I stumble on my words bad, and I can't. I just anyway. Maybe I take things too serious. But anyway, I'm sorry. Get me back on track again.
No, please. I think one question I've got is because I live in Texas, I'm out in Georgia. What is kind of the mile radius that you are comfortable going with your reviews? Because every once in a while you're in Cartersville, you're in different places, and so what is kind of the mile radius that you are operating within? Because you hit different towns with these fast food places.
About 20 miles.
Okay.
Calhoun, when I do Calhoun, that's about 13 miles away. Okay. Cartersville is 19 miles away. And if I ever go to Adairsville, I haven't been to Adairsville for a while, that is about 21 miles away. And sometimes I'll go to Ackworth. You'll hear me go to Whataburger in Ackworth. That's probably the only reason I go to Ackworth. Yeah. And it's probably about, I think it's 28, almost 30 miles down there. So it's kind of a thing to go to Whataburger. And then I like to go super early. And I'll go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, how long is that Whataburger? Because Whataburger is a big Texas institution. So how long has that Whataburger been there? And when have you noticed a decline in its quality?
Right away.
Yeah.
There's 2 Whataburgers now, and there are actually 3, but there's two in direct driving distance. I used to go to Kennesaw, which is a little bit further down the road. Okay. And that's when they first opened. 3 or 4 years ago they opened. And they were like back. I didn't go down for a long time because they were literally lined all around the street. But I mean, my videos that I've done at that location have really not been very impressive. I mean, they were like barely. I mean, it's not. First thing that they almost certainly are going to fail is the weight test because they post serving weights. And that's something else I've been thinking about. Am I going to continue to use serving weights? Because not everybody posts them. I don't know. I was thinking about running a poll like, hey, do you think I need to compare them to the Whataburger? Yeah, actually you do, because that's just an inducement. You're saying this thing should weigh 12 ounces and you're going to give me an 8-ounce burger. You're like, that means your nutritional information is absolutely useless because the weight is a function of it. But anyway, I digress. They've always failed the weight test. Now, not a couple times they didn't. I had to wait a long time. Yep. There were a lot of people there. Yep. Yet the things are just barely lukewarm, and they're cooking more. What are they doing? Like, I think they're just like cooking them and leaving them out, smoke break them, and finish assembling them. Or something. I don't know what they're doing.
They are. I mean, when I was growing up here in Texas, Whataburger was independently owned. It was high quality stuff. They cook stuff to order. Venture capital bought them. And I think it's just been an immediate decline. I mean, you will get, especially here in Texas, you will get a few locations that still seem to be operating under some guiding principles that are similar to what they used to be, but most of them are. I mean, there's been a big decline.
That's happened with like multiple chains have kind of declined when they get bought out, or their original owner dies or something like Subway.
You recently did a video from Cookout, which is a really interesting kind of regional southeastern chain. I've been to Nashville. I mean, a lot of Cookout there. Like that was a really interesting addition to me. What about places like that get you, because you liked that burger? Like what about those places kind of excites you? These kind of more off the beaten path.
Well, there's kind of a story behind this Cookout that I went to. I like Cookout. I like the charcoal taste because they actually charcoal and they actually do cook to order. Right. What happened with mine? I'm still wondering what they're doing with that, because I get conflicting things in the comments about why that has 2 patties instead of one big one and why it's grossly underweight.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the story with that one, this is the reason you haven't seen me do cookout in like 4 years.
Yeah.
Because I went to that cookout and I went there the day before to get prices because there are no prices anywhere or anything, you know.
Gotcha.
And I told them, hey, I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow. And they're like, oh, cool. What's your channel? We'll subscribe. We can't wait for you to come through the drive-through, right?
Yeah.
This is why I don't tell people I'm coming, because they ambushed me the next day there going in the drive-through. Oh, it was a horror show. That is the absolute worst disaster I've ever had. Nothing's ever come close to it. I mean, I had a Taco Bell manager go nuts on me a few months ago. Like, you can't record our voices on the thing. And like, I'm like, because she knew I was coming. But she didn't like me for some, I don't know what that was about. I don't go to that one anymore. But this was worse. Because first I go into the drive-through and I order my food and there's this big, long pause. And then a dude comes on like, I hope you're not filming my employees. And I'm like, actually, sir, the cameras are pointed at me, not you, unless you want to be in the video, you know? And then we go up there and they're all like arguing with me at the thing. And I give them my food and I go back there and like, oh man, they're killing the temperature test. It's good food, actually. I gave them a good score on that, even in spite of that. But I was furious. Anyway, one of the employees if I told this story, I don't want to tell it twice. No, one of the employees there had called her husband at home and had him come out and harass me while I was doing my temperature test, saying, you've been filming, my wife thinks you're taking pictures of her license plate. And I'm just, you got 6 cameras pointed at you, food in your hand, and a thermometer, and it's like, I couldn't even process that. I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? And then I'm like, quick thinking, you know, because I always want to get a good moment for a camera. I never put any of that on film. I don't do that. But so I get my phone. I said, I got a YouTube channel. I wanted to show him. What I wanted to do was have my video playing for the camera with him watching it for my B-roll. But he saw that and he's like, oh, okay, and took off. But because I had it all on video. I mean, I had like several angles and I'm like, I was so mad. I was going to make a video out of that. I was like fuming. And I just swore I'd never going back to that one again. But I actually went back there last week. And and just because I'm paranoid, I was 2 blocks away and put up my cameras and drove all the way over there and then went through the drive-through. They were sweet. They were nice. They look down. They were. Once they see the cameras, they just get so sugary sweet anyway. So, and they were nice.
Sure.
So I didn't have a beef with them. And they were different people. They weren't the same people 4 years later. But,
well, so that's interesting because your car setup has, you know, all these multiple GoPros and other cameras and do you not have those set up kind of all the time, or do you set those up like on filming days? Like what do you usually do?
On filming days, yeah, they're all suction cupped up there. I don't drive. It's to be distracting. I set up here at the studio, and once I get it all set up and all the cameras angles right and get them all tested to make sure they're all ready to cook, my mic works, I turn them all off and I pull the one out of the windshield so it's not obstructing my view, and then I drive there and then I go through the whole process again in audio. You know, I got a whole bunch of checks I do because there's nothing worse than getting back and you have no audio after you drove somewhere and spent money.
Of course. Have you swapped out any of your technology over the past year? You know, upgraded your cameras, mic setups, anything like that?
Yeah, I got rid of all the Hero 9s and Hero 10s, and I have Hero 12s now. Anything less than a Hero 12 is and I don't know if I did that the last time I talked to you already.
I can't remember.
Anything less than a Hero 12 is junk. Junk.
Okay.
They overheat quickly.
Yeah.
They're all the time locking up. I mean, especially in my car with little ventilation, I have a run time of about 12 minutes with the older cameras, and
wow,
and that's just not enough. Yeah, and they overheat. Once they overheat, you're hosed. That's it.
Yeah, no, totally.
And they lock up for no reason. So I replaced them with Hero 12s and those things, and I shoot in the morning as soon as the drive-through opens. That's why I do it that time of day.
Right.
It's because it's cool outside, and plus there's not going to be anybody in the drive-through.
Right.
And I switched to them. I've changed out my mics. I use a Rode Wireless Pro, and it records to the GoPro because the preamp in the GoPro makes it sound all right, and then I don't have to have an extra recorder. And but you just got to be so careful to make sure everything's working, because they can still. I've had it sometimes where I plug it in and everything's working, and I think it's recording and it's doing nothing. So you always gotta roll your GoPro, you're recording your main audio on, and turn it upside down so you can see the VU meter, and then tap on your mic to make sure it's live.
It's actually working.
Don't do that one, since I can tell you what happens. Then you're over there trying to piece together all the crappy audio from the GoPro cameras. But I could go on about GoPros. I hate them, but there's nothing else. I mean, I used to run the DSLRs in the camera, but you talk about people noticing you when you got a camera this big in your face and like all this junk hanging there. They barely see the GoPros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So one thing that has definitely developed since the last time we talked, you were doing these stop motion animation intros.
I wish I'd never started them.
See, that's exactly what I want to get into, because it seems like a lot of work every single episode. Like you're doing different like sketch every single time. What made you want to get into that, and then how did that develop? Because we talked last time about how you teach. You were teaching yourself kind of video editing, which is like such a skill that you've seemingly mastered, and now you keep bouncing between different things that you're.
Oh, I always wanted to do stop motion video.
Yeah, I always wanted to do that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I always wanted to do stop motion, so I figured, well, here's a good way to find out how to do it, and that's to start doing it. And it took I've changed the way I do it a lot.
Okay.
Now it's I'm trying to make the sketches much shorter, because if they're too long, people skip over them, and then it hurts your retention for the thing. Yeah. So if you keep it down to 15 seconds plus, doing a 30-second one, you know how long that takes? That's 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's if you're not moving. And if you've been all the puppets out there, oh my God, it takes forever, because each single cut I have to step in and out of frame, and it's usually averages around 400 times. And plus you have to like this. I have to tape it down in case I bump it, because that's another thing. Your backdrop cannot move a millimeter. Anything. The camera, I tape the legs down to the table so I don't bump it, and you make sure that it is. Oops, yeah. Make sure it's all. See, here you go. Quit partner around the camera, Joe. But
no, but that's a good point. Mine is rested. Mine is on a bad. Like a kind of a malleable tripod on a cardboard box, and whenever I move an inch on it, it bumps it and knocks it around. So
yeah, like this mess over here.
It's probably a good practice to tape it down, because I'm not doing that, and I probably.
Oh, you have to, because just one bump, and guess who gets to start all over from scratch? Because when I walk up and start my intro and talking, I learned the hard way. Do that first, because that is a lot easier to do than a stop motion. Because I can sit down and it's not. It depends on if I have a lot to say. It gets harder if I get stumbling on my words. If I'm not saying the long one that I did, where I shouted out Moist Critical, that was not hard at all. That was, I'd been thinking about what I was going to say, because I needed to shout him out for doing that. He probably will never see it. And then I had my puppets shout him out. The spaceman, the evil spaceman. Yeah, I was getting into this big giant storyline too. And I'm like, and then something like this one I'm going to release on Saturday. I'm just like devoid of ideas. I don't know what to do, so I just had basically, you'll see. But
is that how these usually kind of come together? You go, okay, I've got an idea at the last minute, or do you have any of these kind of ideas banked?
Sometimes it's the last minute. A lot of times it's when I'm waking up in the morning and I'm like in a coma sleeping, and then it'll just pop in my head. Oh, that'll be really stupid to do that. Have the spaceman pop, and then I like the editing. I'm not a master at it. I learn something almost every video. I do something different.
Joe, you're pretty fucking good.
Oh yeah, you see, okay. When I transition to me talking, because I didn't realize it, because it's a static scene, I can fade myself in.
Sure.
I didn't.
No, we noticed that last time. We noticed you faded.
Where did he come from?
Whoa, he's phase shifting into the scene. So
yeah,
I mean, I know it's interesting.
I says, I wonder if I can make the spaceman, because the spaceman's like pulling, doing magic, you know.
Sure.
What if he fades away, you know? And I'm like, okay. So I just put him there and took him away, and I faded it, and I'm like,
yeah,
that worked. Now, next thing you know, it's like, because I was always having problems with lighting match, where it would like just slightly darker when the camera's in video mode, when it's not. I got it where it's pretty damn close. You could barely tell.
Yeah.
But then if you fade it, you can't see it at all.
Can't see it. That's
but you know, I don't know. I was thinking about not doing stop motion every single video. Every once in a while, just don't do one. You know, because look at my other videos, and there was nothing wrong with them. Like I do my little acrobatics, spin my knife or something. I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
I don't know whether it'd be like. I get a lot of comments that like it.
Okay.
It's like the birthdays.
Have you always been into stop motion animation?
I've ever since Mr. Bill.
Okay.
Remember Mr. Bill?
Yeah,
Mr. Bill is an inspiration to me.
Okay.
And then what's the one with the cup? He has a cup with the hands. What's that? That's a Cartoon Network. What was the name of those cartoons?
Well, there was Moral Oral, that was one, and then there was Robot Chicken, and
I'll watch that. I'll watch all of it.
They had a few.
Oh, I love Robot Chicken. I love stop motion, and I want to have someday. I want to have my own stop motion channel, because stop motion would be so much easier to shoot if I wasn't pointing the camera at the studio where I had to step in and out of frame every shot. I could just sit behind it and go click, 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 click. You know, it'd be like wonderful. But I don't know. Like right now, the Food Channel, every time I think of something else, the Food Channel just sucks up every bit of time I have. Yeah. Now, look at it now.
Well, you seem to be adopting kind of something almost every year, you know, whether it's stop motion, whether it's, you know, your relationship with Shadow Joe, like is it
pops into my head.
Sure. Like, are you someone that gets bored with kind of what is going on and you need to add elements to it, or what is
it's not me being bored
doing that?
I just don't want, you know, you got to maintain the same format.
Sure.
Okay. That you can't just go completely change your video, but then you don't want it to be repetitive. So I try and change it a little bit, but making videos is a giant machine with a whole lot of moving parts that that are all interrelated, and some of them need fixing now and some of them need fixing later. So I tend to focus on certain things. Like you were talking about new hardware. Okay, I used to shoot my vertical shot. I've spent weeks on just that spinny table and deconstructing and sending it back down.
Right.
I always had a problem shooting with the point and shoot, because as you would pull layers off, it would one layer's darker and lighter, and you could set that point and shoot on manual all day long, and it is still going to automatically try to balance your picture. You cannot. I've spent hours trying to make it be perfect. So I went and got a used SL2, essentially an SL3, and it doesn't do that. And so then I have a new jig I hook it on, and that way it doesn't like change brightness, and it's a little bit higher resolution. That's what I've been shooting the last 30 or 40 videos with, was this. And I came up with another invention. I must show you what it is.
Okay.
My wife thought of this. This is after I did Marco's Pizza. You know, that big giant pizza.
Yeah.
You got them big pizzas where they got the little white thing in the middle that holds pizza box up.
Holds it. Yep, holds it up.
Yeah, let me get it.
Whoa!
I took and cut it all off and put little spikes on it. See, part of the problem with taking them apart was they can't move. They can't move a millimeter. So if you got this little piece of chicken finger on there, and because I don't cut it in half, Lynn, you can't cut it, pick up and cut it. You can't put it back in the same spot, right?
Sure.
So I will very stealthily, I will take that thing, because I got a knife that I've sharpened with a stone. Okay, this way you can very carefully sit there and saw through that crust, and it doesn't break off. It just takes a little while and patience, but it will go through it. Okay, you get it all set up to when you look down on it, you can't see the cuts, and then you put it on the turntable, and then you get a pair of tweezers between shots and you pick it up without moving the bottom. That's really hard to do. I mean, it usually takes me 2 or 3 tries where I have to start back from scratch and do it over. Same way with the burger. They ain't going nowhere. I don't have to pre-deconstruct burgers anymore. I just like pull them apart. They ain't going nowhere.
Put it on there. It sticks to
it. It depends on the burger, how much cheese is on them.
That's interesting.
Sometimes they get glued together. You gotta let them cool off, and then because I'll spend 25 minutes just peeling a burger apart, layer by layer by layer, then put it all back together.
Sure.
And then you got to put it on your thing and exactly center it. I mean, that's pain. Sometimes I don't want to center because those burger things aren't completely even. Yeah, there's a big science about that. But that's what I'm saying. Making videos is a bunch of moving parts. You can't fix them all at once. So you got to focus on one thing, and don't talk to Shadow Joe every single time. It'll get old. But every once in a while, it's okay. You know, if we get into a fight, I mean, it's hard because, you know, I want to swear at myself really bad. You know, you dick, you're such a wiener. But I can't say that, you know, because there are kids that watch these things.
Listen, Joe, I'm not your therapist, but I am very curious about your relationship to Shadow Joe. What is, because listen, I could not think more about it, but it's like every single time.
Him. He's such a dick.
It's so interesting. What is that motivating factor for you to create this kind of facsimile of yourself that exists outside yourself that does have, by the way, a relationship with other people in your life that was recently established?
My wife.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were all very. We were very taken aback by that. We're like, whoa.
That was one of the.
Shadow Joe is involved with Joe's wife. That's very interesting.
That was something that kind of popped into my head on the way to like whatever place I was going that morning. A lot of times, because and especially early shoots, I don't do it because it is everything I've got to call out the right temperatures and not transpose the numbers and stuff. And then to have to think about, because, you know, you do this shot, and then sneak-a-doodle bite, number 3. Right. And it always works best to have Shadow Joe speak first for timing. And then we'll say something to him, and then you got to know what to say back. And then, I don't know. Shadow Joe wants to take over the channel, but he can't. He's not going to let him.
Is there going to be a day where it flips and we just won't know that it's happened? That Shadow Joe has taken your spot, and now Joe is trapped in the past dimension?
It could happen. That could happen. You start seeing the ball caps and stuff during the videos, man. You know the game is up, man.
Yeah,
the game is up. You need to call the police. I'm probably probably buried in the backyard.
Has your tolerance for spicy food gotten kind of better over the past couple years? I feel like it has.
It's funny you mention that, because I just spoke to my wife about it, because I was this sauce that comes with the chicken strips. I got a bunch of it. It's creamy pepper or whatever. Okay. It had a little bit of heat. I probably got up at a 1.5 on the 1 to 10 Joe heat meter this time. The last time I think I said it was like a 2.5 with the building heat. Yeah, and I think it's the same stuff. And I'm like, have I changed? And my wife said, yeah, you changed. And I'm like, whatever. I think you
have. I mean, there was a couple of years ago when we started watching on our channel. We feel like, one, you would sometimes drown things in sour cream. You still love sour cream, okay? Like, no doubt. But I do feel like you've changed a little bit. Your palate's expanded slightly with stuff.
Anything coming out of the drive-through window is really not going to be very hot.
Yeah, that's true.
It's rare.
You're right.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. Sour cream. I keep a squeeze bottle of sour cream in the refrigerator as an antidote during the final bite test. If I get into one that literally, I've had them literally lose my breath. You know, I couldn't breathe, and I'd have to But sour cream's like the perfect antidote for hot stuff. But these last run of jalapeno things,
not been too bad.
I actually like the Burger King one. I mean, actually, the Burger King did better than other ones because they actually put pickled jalapenos in and of themselves are not that hot. I like the sour flavor. I've always liked banana peppers because they're sour, and they kind of got that element to them. I don't seek out jalapenos, whereas I seek out banana peppers. I might sit there and just eat them raw or eat them crazy. So I think so. Well, my wife explains that as you get older, you lose your sense of taste, and older people will tend to like hot things because so they can taste it. And I think that maybe that's an element because I am elderly. I am technically. That's why I get the spam calls. You're on Medicare? Yeah. We need to talk to you about your Medicare account and money that you could claim. Or no, it's Indian. You know, they're like not wrong Indians, but it's dude.
Yeah. No,
don't answer. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is for spam. I mean, they say don't just answer it and don't say anything and don't make any noise because it's a computer listening for noise.
Do you think about your age at all while you're making these videos and while you exist online? It's an interesting because I think you do occupy a space that feels different from what else is out there with other food reviewers. You're a little bit older, but yet you occupy the space that feels very.
I feel young. My feet hurt worse than they used to, like 30 years ago. About it.
That's about it.
I don't know. I don't know. That's all right. I get a lot of people call me Gramps and stuff in the comments. I'm like, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude.
Yeah. No,
especially in TikTok. Yeah, TikTok comments. I go and answer TikTok comments every once in a while because TikTok went like nuclear on me.
Well, I mean, I'm 41, and TikTok makes me feel old. So it's like I don't like it. It's a weird space.
Yeah, TikTok doesn't really appeal to me as far as watching it. Now that they may change tomorrow. Now that I've cracked how to get to my video scene, I've had in the last 4 weeks, I've had at least 4 or 5 exceed 1 million views. I have the Culver's video sitting at 6.7 million.
Yeah.
And guess what happens? Up before this, my CPM, you know what a CPM is? It's like they pay us so much per thousand.
Cost per mil,
okay. Yeah, the CPM was running like $1.50 to $2 for CPMs on TikTok. When my videos started going viral, they dropped to like 45 cents.
Whoa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a big drop. That's wild.
I'm making as much off of a 5 million view video as I was a 500,000 video 6 weeks ago.
That's crazy.
Oh, they're not. Yeah,
are they changing that for like is that a blanket kind of change or is that kind
they're not transparent? I have researched it. There is they're not transparent at all. Now I've found and I'm proved it, but if they're running an ad campaign for like Arby's, what one of these guys had something come out recently, and I did a review on it. It was a negative review because it sucked.
Was it the cheesesteak? Was it the cheesesteak at Arby's?
Yeah, it might have been the cheesesteak. Okay,
it didn't look good. I'll tell you that.
It was because I was scrolling. I go on because when you open up TikTok, it's going to bring you always to the doom scroll screen. I was scrolling. I'm like seeing these Arby's, these AI generated Arby's commercials, like, oh, this stuff is like really good looking. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I dropped the video. First thing happens is it gets copyright muted. It gets music muted.
Whoa. Okay.
Fix it. Put it back out.
You've whitelisted your stuff. I have to imagine, right? Like because you use.
It is. It's Epidemic Sound. It's clear with it, but that doesn't. I mean, back when I was pulling their music and using, because I had to re-edit the whole video for TikTok, I would pull off their library. They would copyright mute their own music.
Yeah.
It happened all the time. Okay, so then I fix it, change that song, put it back out there. 4 hours later, copyright mute. Gets almost no views.
Wow.
Fix it, got back the next day, re-edited all the music out of it all over again, put it out, and it just got no views. It just dead.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I'm like, no. There's something going on here. And then the next time you put it, the next time you do Culver's, which positive review, they're not even running. I know they're not running an ad campaign.
Yeah.
6.7 million views. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the money. Yeah, right. They ain't giving me nothing. Jerks.
That's wild.
But still, I'm not here for. Again, I have to tell myself, I'm really not here for the money. I make more than enough to keep the lights on in the studio. I was thinking about replacing my 90D because it's acting a little wacky. I buy a camera body for it. I don't care. And even without the income from the YouTube channel or anything, I'm still fine.
I will say it's like I hear that. I believe you. You treat your channel like you do very much care about kind of its you are clearly doing what you want to do, but you do seem to be plugged into the things that the audiences you're speaking to are looking for. How do you balance those things for what you want versus what you think the audience wants?
I never really thought about it like that.
Okay.
I mean, nobody wants to make a video that nobody's going to watch.
Sure.
And whether it gets ad rev or not, that actually matters because that's kind of a function of how popular it is. I mean, like, sure. I made something that they're actually going to send me money for.
Absolutely.
That's kind of the way I feel about it. And I'm like, oh, look at that. I tell my wife they're going to pay me this much.
Can you believe me? I do this shit and they send me money. Yeah.
But do people think I'm making enough to live on? No. Okay. It's just like if somebody asked me, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Can you give me some advice? Don't do food reviews. Not because I'm worried about competition, because they are the worst format for making revenue that you could ever think of. Everybody and their brother.
Why do you think that is? Just because it's oversaturated?
Oversaturated one. Okay. The shelf life of a video is about
a few
2
days.
weeks.
Yeah.
And then it's gone.
Okay.
If I do camera repair, replacing the deck belt on my Exmark mower, that was one of the first videos that I did that ever got views. 8 years ago. People still watch it. It still shows up on my stat screen. See, if you have a whole bunch of those, then you can stop making videos and you've got residual income for like forever.
Yeah.
But that's not the worst. Everybody does it. I started doing it because I thought it looked easy, and it's anything but. I've already told you what the rationale for doing the videos with like taking 2 days to make a food review video. Sure. I want to do something that nobody would copy me. At least nobody in their right mind would do this. I mean, because literally, look at all this. Yeah. I mean, even with 250,000 subscribers. I'm lucky to pull down on YouTube. I'm lucky to pull down $600 in a month.
That's interesting. Okay, that's an interesting figure. Yeah,
there's a truck driving channel.
I would have expected more from your channel, but
the truck driving channel. I watch a truck driving channel. South Georgia Hotshot. He's got 38,000 subscribers. He's been doing it for a little longer than me. He pulls down 2 or 3 times the ad revenue I do. Whoa. Because his videos are like 40 minutes long.
Okay.
And
so do you feel like, I mean, because I'm curious about the shelf life aspect of it, because something I've definitely noticed, not only through your videos but just through kind of experience, because I don't eat fast food all the time, but I do to some extent. There are more changes that are happening with fast food, more menu turnover over the past decade than I think in the previous 40 years combined with these places. Do you think you exist within a marketing infrastructure for these items?
Sometimes it feels like it, because if I do an off the wall video on, say, mom and pop down the street, I'm going to get a fraction of the interest.
That's interesting.
You feel like it. I mean, I don't like where the fast food industry has gone. There's reasons there's basic structural reasons the way it is, besides the fact that you have multiple big investment organizations managing multiple chains. It's more than that, actually. It has to do with restaurant food service. There's a monopoly on the restaurant food service in the United States. There's only like 1 or 2 providers. That's it. So that's why you see the same thing marketed differently across multiple restaurants. And that's why it tastes the same. Yeah. But then you like to get views too. I mean, it's not like, oh, I need to make money. It's like, it's kind of cool that that people watch your channel. And I get people criticize. I get the comment that says, "Oh, 7 minutes and 37 seconds, he finally takes a bite." I'm like,
hey, man,
that's troll.
Man.
That's a troll.
Hey,
that's a troll.
I'll tell you what. We've watched some other food reviewers,
and they eat that.
They waste a lot of fucking time that you're not wasting. I mean, I will tell you that. I mean, it runs the gamut, but it's you have a very specific structure that I do think works for a lot of audiences, and I mean, a lot of other food reviewers seem to waste a lot of time before they actually
say your piece as fast as you can, get it over with, go to B-roll, reset attention, back to talk again. If I just say, like, why don't you talk in a normal tone of voice? I usually just say that is my normal tone of voice, but actually, if I just says, this is the Joe is Hungry channel, and today we're headed to McDonald's, and if I talk to normal, that would be like way easier to do, and I just one take and I could get it, and my heart rate wouldn't be elevated, and I wouldn't be like breathing hard when I was done and sweat literally coming down my face in the air conditioned room. Because literally, that's when I do the intro. Oh yeah, I'm perspiring by the time I'm done on my third take. I usually take 3 takes of each one until I get it down. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, you've been involved in a few different vocations. I mean, you were nursing. You were doing a lot of repair. Is this the most physically taxing thing that you feel like you've done?
Oh, hell no. I'm in bad shape because of this. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is like the least thing. I spend way too much time in front of a computer editing. Like shoot day. Yeah, I go out and I shoot 10:30 pickup. I've already shot like the first half of the video, the day before. Do all the thing, and I'm over at the house. Everything goes well, and I don't have to take 37 takes of the outro because I'm dyslexic that day. Over there editing, and I'll drop by 7 o'clock. Yeah, that's like how many hours just sitting in the chair. I mean, it's not stressful at all. But yelling at the camera, I tend to get my heart rate elevated pretty badly. I mean, like, I'm like, because if you don't, they're like low energy. Right. I'm like, oh my God,
How has kind of your local celebrity impacted the past year of your work? Do you feel like?
I don't know if it's impacted it. I know there's a lot more of it. I mean, for several weeks I was going out and I was recognized in Kroger, doing selfies in Kroger, Walmart, pulling me aside, like, are you Joe? Yeah. Aldi's parking lot. Burger King. I mean, the people. I don't get people. I think they got in trouble for talking to me at Taco Bell because their policy is that they're not allowed to treat a content creator any different than anybody else. Sure. Yeah, they get in trouble. I had a big old. Had this guy at the one Taco Bell. I found out that he got written up for talking to me and asking about my channel, and it was on the video. Yeah, it got written up. And then so the next time I go through there, he's so flustered, he hoses my order. And then I have to go back in. I'm like, give me the wrong thing. And I remember that. But then the manager there, he follows the channel at that particular one. And he's a good guy.
A year ago we were talking about how, especially at Taco Bell, we were, everyone, including yourself, was dealing with AI at the drive-thru. Has that disappeared completely for you? I haven't seen it in a while.
I've only seen one that was doing it. I don't know if they're still doing it, and that's the one where the manager came out and ambushed me and started yelling at me in the drive-thru window and telling me I couldn't film. And I'm like, actually, I can, because you can go inside and film if you want. You can put a head cam on and go. There's nothing they can say about it. It's public. Do I do that? No, that's awkward and rude. Yeah. But if I can hear it and see it from inside my car, it's fair game. And that's how I operate. I have one outside camera that faces back at me, and the only thing that ever catches their say is my seat camera that faces up like that. Yeah. And it kind of irritates because I hit it when I'm shifting gears sometimes. Yeah. But
what do you
no, I don't see it. I prefer live voice anyway. Yeah, I went to the brand new one. It's in Calhoun. They opened up a brand new one like a mile away from the one where I got tossed on. I didn't get tossed. I actually handled that. Sure. But but the other one, I like the other one better anyway, because the lighting's better. I have this big drugstore. I can just roll around there and park in the shadow of the drugstore. Lighting is perfect. The staff there is so nice to me. They're just like, oh, how are you doing? And like, yeah, they know what I'm doing. It's just they're really sweet, and they've gotten a lot better too. Because initially, when they first opened up, they were like hosing their food. They just they didn't get it good at all.
Sure.
But anyway, I'll let you.
What are you eating when you're not eating fast food for the show?
Salad, a lot of salad. Sometimes we'll grill stuff. Right this time of year, I'm eating a lot of squash and cucumbers and stuff like that out of the garden. Okay. Tomatoes are about to come on.
Yeah,
I see a dog.
You do see a dog. Yeah, that's my dog Phil.
Yeah, Phil, cute dog. Hey, Phil. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just.
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, Phil, you're a celebrity. Everyone's paying attention to you. Yeah, that's Phil and Ravioli. There are actually two dogs back there. There's one in the corner.
Phil and Ravioli. Oh, that's an interesting name.
Yeah, I know.
But
they're both sweet.
Go ahead. I knocked you off subject. But
no. I was just asking about what you were eating besides fast food. It makes sense that you would eat stuff from your garden. You mentioned. Or
sometimes I'll eat leftovers. They're really, really good.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Sometimes, a lot of times, if I don't eat it, if they're burgers, stuff like that, because I've handled them so much and taken them apart and contaminated them, I'll chop them up in pieces and throw them out in the yard, and the crows and stuff come and eat them. It's awesome. They lay in wait for it. The pizza I give. There's a neighbor to the studio over here. I give it to her for her kids. Oh, because I'm not going to eat all that pizza. I'm not going to do it.
You're getting 4 or 5 pizzas at a time. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. And because 3 of them, all I literally do to 3 of them is I throw them on the scales and got their weights and then toss them to the side. Don't even open the box up.
Right. That's interesting.
Because all I do is just the one. I bought pizza pans like a few weeks ago. Pizza pans were a godsend to these videos. You know how hard that is to film those things? I just had to cut cardboard out to keep from falling everywhere. Put it on there. It didn't look good. And I'm like, why do I not order a bunch of pizza pans?
There you go.
And so I ordered them off Amazon. Right now, Amazon is persona non grata with me right now. I have a real serious problem with Amazon.
Interesting. Why? Just because of like knockoff shit, or like what's
besides that? No. Amazon. First thing to say is don't order anything electronic from Amazon.
Okay.
Anything high dollar, don't do it. This is what happened to me. Right? Okay. Typically, I buy all my computer hardware at Micro Center where I can see it when I get it. Okay. Sure. So I decided I'm going to get my sister a 5080 video card for her computer, $1,700, right?
Yeah.
She lives out in bumfuck Egypt, She's like 130 miles away from Micro Center, and I would take her there if I was up there, but I wouldn't plan on going up there anytime soon. So I take this. So I'm like, I tell you what, I'm going to order one from Amazon. And when you get it, you look at it real careful. If it looks like it has been opened, stop, get an RMA and send it back. Don't even open the box. Okay. So I order it from Amazon.com, not a reseller.
Sure.
Okay. Ordered it, get it. Okay. She has fiber optics out there in the middle of nowhere. They just put it out there, and they'd hit it with the mower and killed her internet on Monday. She got it on Monday.
God. Okay.
So they got it fixed by Wednesday. So then she opens her box up. Okay. And it's shrink wrapped, but on the inside of the shrink wrap, it's got stickers on it that says, "This is a sealed package."
Okay. Whoa.
She didn't think anything of it. Okay. And I'm like, that's like a red flag.
Yeah.
Okay. She gets up and it's full of scrap metal.
Holy shit.
From Amazon.com. Okay. And it gets worse.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, she sends me a picture. I thought she was screwing with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way. And then so let's get all the pictures you can. Did an RMA. I didn't just do an RMA on I called them up. And then I sent Amazon the photos, and I said, you need to start a fraud investigation. You got something going on here. You're selling equipment that is returned as new.
Yeah.
At best. Okay, so they give me an RMA. We box it up, take pictures of it with the labels on it, put it in UPS, and guess what happened? It gets over. It's just now the return center is in Indiana from Ohio. So it's only one state over. It's 1 day zone for UPS. Gets over to their distribution center, goes out for the last delivery, and disappears.
Whoa!
What are the odds? What are the odds of an RMA on a full of junk disappearing in UPS on the delivery run?
That's pretty crazy.
Okay, so I call UPS. I need to start a fraud investigation. This looks like an organized inside theft ring going on. Okay, so they start a fraud investigation. I wait about 4 days, still nothing. So I call Amazon and raise hell with them. They issued me a refund and I got the money in the bank. Okay, because 10 days later, UPS finds it, sends it to Amazon. Amazon sends me an email that says, we got your scrap metal. If you don't give us the video card by the 17th of this month, we were going to charge your credit card for it. That's okay. I'm waiting. They have charged my credit card. Then we'll go to the credit card. That's what's going on.
That's crazy.
It has to be an organized fraud ring going across companies.
It's a racket. I'm telling you.
Inside of Amazon.
I'm telling you, Jeff does not have any sort of hold on this.
No, something is going on because you got people manipulating things in there where they're giving me. Of course. And it may turn out that because then I went back and appealed that because you have to file an appeal.
Yeah.
And I appealed that letter. And they said they'll respond inside of 72 hours. I called 2 customer service reps, also sent them emails. And not that I'm going to make you relive all this. It's probably boring to somebody else.
No. Listen,
but it tells you how horrible they are.
I think the deterioration of a lot of our technological and convenience-based transactions is something that I think is, it's one, fast food is part of, germane to the channel, but it's also everywhere too. It's ordering shit online. It's everywhere. It's like
it's Amazon. Look, I bought a motherboard from him for my brother. 8 months before that, I bought a Z790 motherboard. They stopped making them. Okay, new, get it? What do I get? Open up the box, and you got the anti-static wrapped up with blue masking tape and bent pins on an Intel board. It went back, no problem. They didn't say anything, but this thing here with the video card, this is different.
That's nuts.
This is different. Now, this has been over 72 hours, and they're supposed to respond to my appeal, and they never did. So I'm thinking probably what's happened is, one, they're going to charge my credit card to cover their tracks, or they looked at it and said, oh, he already got his refund. Well, I'm not screwing with this, and moved on. I may never hear from him again. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's really bothered me.
Wow.
It's not the money. It's not the money.
No, I get what you're saying.
If I pay that, if I pay that, then that's an admission of guilt.
Yeah.
And I have a very dim view on people stealing things. It just really gets under my skin.
No, I don't blame you.
But anyway, enough of that.
No, it's okay. I've really just got one more thing.
Don't buy computer equipment from Amazon
do not buy electronics or computer equipment from Amazon.
There is really no place to go except Micro Center, because all of them sell returns as new. All of them do.
You heard it here first, folks. Go to Micro Center.
The least likely is B&H Camera, but they still do too. Yeah. They're probably the best ones.
They're really good.
Just crap.
My wife's a photographer. Really, really loved it when we lived about 2 blocks away from a B&H. Just loved it. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mind. I'm in no hurry to go anywhere. I would just I get all stirred up over that.
No,
bunch of stuff I could go on and on and on about. There's like I say, the video thing is like a whole bunch of moving parts, and I can't fix all of them at once. But I work on each one.
Joe, I could talk to you for hours and hours, and I very much could. But I'm going to ask you one more question. Where do you see the channel? Because I'm going to ask you to come back in a year. Where do you see the channel a year from now?
I don't know. I hope my videos will look a little bit better. I mean, even a year ago, I'll look at a year-old video that I thought were like freaking perfect, and I'm like, yeah,
That's interesting. So you do revisit things from the past, and you
very seldom. There's some of them that are I cannot bear to look at, especially ones where I have like food stuck to my face and stuff, and I put it in the video anyway. That I'm so conscious of my hair. I get my hair cut every 4 weeks. I'm due right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I literally between every set, because I do it in like 4 or 5 sets each video. I'll do the weight test. I'll stop, shut down cameras, do all the math like 6 times, so I don't make math error that someone's going to point out to me next week. And then I'll go in and put some mousse on there, like that's sticking up again, and then we're like good to go. Yeah. And then check all. Yeah, you just gotta check your stuff.
I get it, man. I
don't know.
I don't like looking. Do you like looking at your face and listening to your voice? Like, do you like that?
I'm so used to it. It doesn't mean anything to me. It really never bothered me. No, I'm just like it.
Yeah.
A lot of time earlier on, the first few years, I was cursing at myself a lot while editing. I'm like, just get on with it, you asshole, like you can't talk. You can't. Why do you say it wrong again? Sure. And then I have to like get in my car, drive over here, turn the lights on, say that one piece correctly. Oh yeah, I get it. But I've gotten a lot better at it. It's where it's going to be from there. God only knows. I mean, it had, my views and stuff had plateaued off dramatically since the first of the year, and I'm like, I ain't worried. And it was tapering back up and stuff. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. It's YouTube. All I can do is keep trying to make it correct. Like the thumbnails. That's new. The way I do my thumbnails, I don't shoot them in front of places. I stopped shooting them in front of places, not because I don't think it makes a good thumbnail. A lot of them didn't do too bad. Yeah, but it attracts attention and it invites drama, and I hate drama. I want to go through a drive-through. I want to get a good meal. I want to give a good score. I want to give a good score. I don't want to see a bad score. I don't need that kind of drama, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, we'll see where you are in a year. You're going to add some.
Yeah, I don't know.
You'll add some sort of new element, some crazy new element.
It's hard to say.
You're going to be doing the stop motion still, even though you lament ever starting it, because now you got to do it every time.
I got to do it. I'm just shortening it up, and sometimes I'm just devoid of ideas. I mean, I had this running story where, the spaceman was taken over, and they keep quashing him down. Now he's starting to reappear again. You wait till you see this one. He just like pops in with a question mark over it, pops out. Because you'll see. Yeah. But it went by really fast. But as far as the videos, but it's just like the end. When I do the end, when I roll out like that, I used to like Shadow Joe would do the thing, and I would take one bite and then say my piece. Now I go through each individual ingredient, and talk about it. And then I do taste them all. We'd go through it. Sometimes I'll give it to my wife and say, "What do you think? What do you taste there?" Sometimes something. If it's chicken, she doesn't eat chicken, so I have the chicken. Like I had no help. But I don't know. As far as channel growth, it's hard to say. I think it may follow the same pattern since when Moist Critical did it the last time. You'll do him, then you'll get a bunch of people who'll do it, and the channel will still grow. I think I think I'll probably hit 250,000 inside of a week. And then you'll get, and I've seen some surges too. So somebody's already copied them. I just don't know who it is, because you'll see because I keep a spreadsheet every day on subs and views, and so I can tell when something's going on. Like I know whether Emeru. I used to know when Emeru was watching it, because I see like this. I'd be editing. I look over and see this spike in subs, like 200 in like 5 minutes, and I'm like, Emeru's watching them. There you go. And I pop in. I haven't popped in any of those guys for quite a while.
That's funny.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Hey, we will see. We'll check back in, and obviously we're going to keep watching your videos. Please go to YouTube and watch Joe Is Hungry. Go ahead and sub to that channel. It's a lot of fun, especially if you like fast food. Especially if you like good editing. You are a master. Let's be honest. You've gotten very, very good.
You've got to film to edit. Shoot to edit.
Yeah.
You got
totally.
it is all about what you're doing. You know, you move your thing up and you stop.
Yeah.
Don't move and put it down.
Discipline. It's discipline. Thanks, Joe. We appreciate it. Listen,
peace out.
If you liked this interview, this is the second episode of the VGBees interview. We talked to Phil Salvador last week with the Video Game History Foundation. Now we're with Joe is Hungry. We're going to keep doing these every single week for a little while at least. This has been a blast. Go to VGBees.com/join if you want to join the hive. Your support means we can actually start shows like this instead of our just normal, regular, scheduled video games podcasts. These interviews are really fun for me. I love doing them. We did one last year with Joe. We're going to do one next year if he agrees to it. If he agrees to come back,
well, hopefully he
will. All right. I will find you. We will track you down and do it again. This was so much fun, Joe. Thanks again.
It's good for me.
We will see you again very soon. Once again, go to VGBees.com/join. Join the hive. Go to YouTube.com. Go to Joe is Hungry. His videos will make you hungry. I know I have spent more money on fast food in the past couple of years because of Joe. So thank you so much, Joe. We'll see you again next time. All right. See you later, everyone. Bye.